So the thing about confidence is that it's not always loud, but it's always extremely powerful. So when we hear the words be confident, work on our confidence, or anything affiliated with confidence, we can mistake that to mean be over boisterous or become somebody that you're not. And some people really are naturally like that, like the personality is that. But that's not what confidence is all the time. Confidence can be quiet. You don't have to open your mouth, and people can just see it on you because it's coming from a rooted place that's internal. It's not coming from an external thing that you do or an external thing that you wear per se. You have the internal confidence, and thus you can show up like XYZ, XYZ, right? And so when you're confident, everything changes. It changes how you show up. It changes how you speak about yourself, even how you allow others to speak about you. Confidence changes your vision, right? You can take limitations off once you become more confident, and it just roots you in who you truly are. It attracts more opportunities from a natural place. It's not a place where you're over projecting or being pushy. It's very natural. And so I personally talk about this so much because I realized years ago that it was my internal confidence and my esteem that I had to cultivate, that I had to work on in order to show up how I am now, in order to post videos on LinkedIn or on YouTube, in order to open my mouth and establish that, yes, I'm an authority in a confidence space. Yes, I'm a coach. Yes, I'm a speaker and I like to do keynote events. It just had to be cultivated, and all of this came from a place of confidence, but I didn't get there overnight, right? I used to overgive, not see my value. I used to, I just used to shrink in spaces where I needed to expand and fully show up. And I talk about it a lot. It was from a place in the past of where I had failures or where I hadn't finished things on time. One of those times was in undergrad when I didn't finish in my timeline. So you normally have 4 years to complete it. It took me two extra additional years, which I set out about a year and a half, maybe two. I went to basic during the time. So I went to college first. That next summer, after my freshman year in college, I ended up going to basic training. And when I was in basic training, it was supposed to be 6 weeks of basic, 6 weeks of training in my field. And then I was supposed to go home, right? And I was supposed to make it back in time to start in the fall semester in my sophomore year. That did not happen. I've shared this before. In basic training, I got held back twice. So I couldn't complete the run. And so I had to work on it. And so that was a setback. It was embarrassing, but it also threw my original timeline. And so I made it back home for school, but I was 3 weeks late and they wouldn't let me start. They were like, no, that's too much. You have to sit out. So for a whole semester, I sat out of college my sophomore year. Again, this was something that was making me feel like a failure. I started perceiving myself as having failed because, again, my timeline was one thing, but what happened when I went to basic was a whole different story. I've shared it again, like I said several times, but I got to basic. I couldn't complete the run. I had to go on a special diet to lose weight, which also started weighing on me, literally, figuratively, no pun intended. And I just had to work through just a lot that came with that. Now, once I made it back home, I didn't realize once I got back and I was sitting out that semester that the things that had happened to me being held back, not being there, not being back home in time to start back to college my sophomore year, I didn't realize those things were seeds planted that would later weigh on my self confidence, right? I didn't know that at the time. I just was like, okay, let me get through this. I was kind of holding my breath, just trying to get back home. I get back home, I can't start. So I'm just dangling for a semester because I didn't have anything set up. Now, I was part time, I was in the military because I had done National Guard. So I did, pull drill 1 weekend a month. I think that someone on the base looked out for me and put me on some orders here and there so I could work a couple of weeks here and there. But I didn't have like a plan. I didn't have a job lined up for this. I didn't have like a full time job. I didn't have anything lined up. And so Yes, this was one small seed that was planted that started chipping away at my confidence. Now, the spring semester, I did make it back. So, but I was again behind the semester at this point, right? And so that was something that started chipping away at my confidence. And I've had to go in and just rebuild and repair that. And the one way I did it was just understanding alignment and timing and just, hey, I'm in divine alignment and timing for my life. That's what I had to start doing, is creating affirmations that went against whatever was causing me to feel like I was so far behind or feel like I was failing. And so that's what I want to do today. We can hear about confidence, we can hear about self esteem, but speaking with clients, potential clients, and just people that I talk to, maybe go over a few things with, I'm realizing that confidence and esteem is this elusive term. So, what does it all mean, right? Rooted in confidence, what does that mean? That's a quiet authority, right? It magnetizes the right opportunities to you, and it repels misalignment, right? Being in confidence is like, it's not about what you're doing, it's about who you are. It's about trusting yourself and that confidently going out, and other people trust you as well, right? And so I want to give 3 tips today to help you cultivate your confidence. And these tips can be applied to anyone, anywhere, at any time. The thing about confidence is it's different for each person. What may chip away at my confidence may not bother the next person at all, and vice versa. So these are 3 tips that anyone can use to improve any aspect of their confidence that they see fit, right? And so I also talk about this a lot, mindset and speaking. So, the first thing to cultivate your confidence is change your mind about you. Change your mind about yourself. If a thought comes in your mind that okay, so for example, like I'm talking right now, right? I don't always enunciate every word perfectly, or maybe I don't have a full script and I'm feeling a little bit, uncomfortable, but this is where a thought could come in and say, well, you shouldn't make that video. You're not as well spoken as the next person. You saw that video earlier and you don't sound as good as them. So you don't make that content, right? That's a thought. That's still in my mind. And so what I have to do is change my mind on the spot about that thought. So when the thought comes, well, you shouldn't do that. You're not as eloquently spoken. You remind yourself of your gifts. But I have a voice, but I can clean it up. But maybe I don't need to be perfect just to get my message out, right? You change your mind about you. You literally stop the thought, or even if the thought has happened, you pause it and you say, no, I have a voice and I'm using it. No, I have a message that I'm passionate about and I'm going to get that out. It's okay if I make a few mistakes. It's okay if I don't articulate every word perfectly. I still have a voice. I'm able, I'm capable, I'm willing. Boom. So that's what you do. You're combating that thought. The next tip that's going to help you cultivate your confidence: speak better about you. Speak better about you. How many of us have found ourselves, you make a mistake, I'm so dumb. Oh, I always do this. Oh, I'm such a klutz. Stop. Stop speaking those things over yourself. It's okay if you make mistakes. That doesn't make you dumb. You can Google things, you can look it up, you can figure it out. You don't have to know everything. It's okay if you make mistakes. It doesn't make you a klutz all the time just because you make. And hey, some people are a little bit, they may drop stuff a lot. Okay, you still don't need to speak it over yourself, right? And so if the words come out, you stop them and you just turn it into an affirmation. So instead of saying, oh, I made a mistake speaking and I'm not eloquent, I'm so dumb, just the affirmation is, I get my message across and it's not lost on my audience. I speak well in every situation, right? It's about you speaking better about yourself, which is important because this your mouth is closest to your ear. Who closest to this your ear, this your mouth? Who the closest? You are. And so what you're saying out of your mouth is what's important. What you're speaking over you is more powerful than anyone or anyone else can speak over you. See, I just messed that up. I said anyone or anyone else. Like, listen, the show must go on, honey. You got to still show up, get this message out because it's important what I'm saying. Your mouth is the closest to your ear. So you hear what you're saying about you the most, and you need to watch what you say about you. The third tip, this tip is controversial. This tip gives me a lot of flack. Celebrate yourself daily. Okay. Y'all, it is okay to celebrate yourself daily. Now, I'm going to give you a practical way to do that. It's small wins and they count and they can boost your confidence. So I have on this Apple Watch. I've had an Apple Watch for years now, and someone I was following suggested that you start tracking your steps and set a goal. And so I set my goal to take 10,000 steps a day. And so some days I exceed that. It'll be 16, 20,000 steps. Some days I'm more at like 6,000 or 9,000 steps. But when I hit my goal, I celebrate that. I tell my partner, I'm like, I hit that goal, them 10,000 steps. It's small, but it's a confidence boost, right? It's a small thing. Now, the days when I don't make my goal, yesterday, I think I got up to like 9,500 steps. Maybe I let it go. I was in the bed. I looked at those steps. I was like, oh, well, I didn't count that as a loss. I counted that as a win still, not the win that I originally set out. So I didn't overly celebrate it, but I didn't speak bad, negative things about myself because I didn't hit 10,000 steps, but I hit 9,500. I moved, I walked, I got out. I think I did like a 25-minute walk. I was tired. It was hot. I was sweating, honey. I went out too late. I should have got out earlier. This morning I got out around 6:45 a.m., which was almost too late, but it still worked out. The humidity where I'm at has just been horrible. It's been terrible, honey. I thought I had stepped back home to the deep south out here. The humidity has been awful. Anyway, the point, celebrate your daily wins. Yes, small wins can be celebrated. If your goal is to walk 3 times a week and you hit that thing, celebrate that. A celebration can be you get a cookie. Well, it don't have to be nothing to eat, but it could be something like that. It could just be you telling somebody. Maybe you're in a group and y'all pump each other up. You celebrate that win. You let them know, hey, I hit that win, honey. Celebrate yourself because these small celebratory wins boost your confidence, right? And so, listen, I want you to take my confidence quiz. It's free. When you take it, you get the results. You're going to get some free resources sent to you. It's awesome. It's just to see where you are, right? And it's yours to keep. It's absolutely free. Maybe it takes about 3 minutes, maybe two, right? And just go ahead and begin that journey to see where you are in your confidence, right? And I linked some journaling prompts that I want you to go over. I linked them. 3 questions I asked you. The first one is, what have I been taught or told about myself that no longer serves the woman or person I'm becoming, right? The second prompt is, how can I speak about myself with more truth, compassion? Compassion is a big one. And power this week. Compassion, I could do a whole series on compassion. Compassion is so important. We'll be compassionate to a stranger and we'll beat ourselves up for the exact same thing, honey. We will be so gracious to strangers and we'll beat ourselves up or the people we know up for the exact same thing. If we can take the compassion, I feel this so strongly. If we can take the compassion that we extend to other people and first give it to ourselves, we'll be better along in life. The third prompt, what small win did I have today that I can honor, and how does it prove that I'm growing? If the small win was I wanted to walk 10 minutes and I did, but did you walk 0? Okay, that's a win and it's helping you grow. And so, write that down. It could be journaling or reflection, but I just wanted to leave you with something significant, something that could really help you and something that you can use. And so it's in the description of the video. I'll link it to a comment and I really appreciate you. Check out that free confidence quiz and I will see you the next time. Stay confident.